Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I want to talk about episode 14's ending scene. And yeah, I want to talk about what that means because I know a lot of people were talking about that. I haven't talked about it so much. I talked about it in my review, I guess, but I didn't really give my thoughts on it other than that. So I want to do that in this video here. What does the ending scene mean for the story here? So obviously, before going any further, make sure to be aware that this will contain spoilers for episode 14. And obviously, if you are new here, if you're new to the channel and whatnot, then make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get more Walking Dead content like this. Now, I hope I wasn't too spoilery with this. I really tried to manage it. Like, I'm working on the thumbnail actually right now, so I don't know what, I know for the title, I'm just going to put ending scene or whatever, so the title won't be spoilery, but for the thumbnail, it's rough because I want people to know what I'm talking about, but I can't actually show it. So I might end up having to just like blur the whole thing out and then put a question mark or something like that so that people kind of get it. Which again, this is the thing about AMC Plus that is frustrating, and I'm not even getting mad at just like the fans that expect me to wait to talk about certain things, but it's one of these things right here. This is something that I really want to talk about. I'm literally paying for AMC Plus to be able to watch it every single week. I see other people on YouTube literally just outright putting spoilers and putting whatever the hell they want in the thumbnail and talking about whatever so openly. But yeah, for some reason I can, and I get it. It's totally fine. Like I don't want to do that. I also don't want to spoil people like that. I think this is the thing. I wish AMC Plus just wasn't a thing, or maybe if it is a thing, I like just release it on the Sunday that it comes out on cable. Like you can literally release it the same day. People are still able to watch it early. I think Outlander actually does that for their show. I think they have Outlander coming out on the Stars app on the day of. And so if you have it for the Stars app, you could watch it that day, or you just wait until nighttime or the evening to be able to watch it on cable. I think that just works so much better. Watching it a whole week earlier, it really messes with it messes with me so much. And honestly, it really does. And I think the fan base, it's feeling it. And so again, I don't mean to I hope it didn't come across as me complaining and like blaming the fans or whatever about, not being able to talk about spoilers because I've watched an AMC Plus. It's just the whole thing is so frustrating. And honestly, it might only be a me problem anyways, because I'm talking about it and doing videos on it. But then again, I still think, people in general on Twitter not being able to talk about it. Anyways, I just wanted to vent. But yeah, anyways, let's actually talk about episode 14's ending scene here and what it could mean. So episode 14 obviously ended where we actually did get the revelation of who stole Lance's weapons and supplies and cargo or whatnot, and it was Leah. So Leah's the one who stole everything. So what does that mean? First of all, it's been months since we've seen our characters with Leah. If you actually look at this photo here, she does have like a scar or wound on her right shoulder, and that's obviously where Maggie shot her there. Yeah, I mean, she's pulled through. She's fine. I will say that's kind of the weird thing about the whole situation here is I guess where we're kind of at with Daryl and Leah is we're kind of split up now, right? And I do actually like that because it does seem like Daryl and Connie are probably going to end up together. I mean, I'm not really convinced of that yet. Out of anyone on the show, it seems like they're the ones that are going to be together, but it just kind of seems like they tease it here and there and then they don't really go back to it, right? Like it's been a while since we've gotten any scene with them, and with how crazy things are going to be getting really soon, I don't see a point where we're actually going to get them together. But yeah, I mean, maybe they're saving that for the Daryl and Carol spinoff. I don't know. It depends. The Daryl and Carol spinoff, yes, it is Daryl and Carol's spinoff, but we could see some characters from The Walking Dead join them, right? Or maybe they'll show up in season 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. The whole point here is Daryl and Leah seem to be at a point now where they're just split up. I do think there was a chance that they could have gotten together, right? Like I think in episode 4, I think of season 11, there was a little bit there because they were talking about certain things and there was that, big miscommunication there. But then Leah was, I think, way too devoted to the Reapers, and I think as of now, I think it's safe to say that the relationship's not there. But this is the thing I like about it, though, is that there is that history there between those two characters, which I actually think could work really well if Leah and Daryl end up being friends, because they could also have a really strong relationship. Like, I think that could work out really well, and that's why I really want Leah to end up being good in the end and not be a villain, because I think she is such an incredible character. I want her to join the cast and be a mainstay here. Like, the fans love her. Honestly, I'm seeing in the comments all the time, like, people love the character of Leah. They just don't like the fact that she's, a part of the Reaper arc and she brings that element of the Reapers. And yeah, I don't like it either. When I see a shot like this, though, it sort of takes that away because I'm not getting any kind of Reaper vibes from this. It just seems like she's just like a normal character. I don't want her to be the villain anymore. I'm just kind of sick and tired of that, to be honest. I don't see her as the villain. That's the thing about it, is I don't see her as the villain. I just don't. I want them to just like back away from that. And I hope that's where they're going with all of this. And as we'll get into what actually happens in the scene here is, why did she kill these soldiers? We saw her kill soldiers. It almost seems like she's still sort of the same person. She obviously still has those same skills. She's executing them as such, but why is she killing these soldiers? Is she still the same person? Is she doing this just to have those weapons and supplies and stuff and create another Reaper base somewhere else? I don't see it. So that, I guess that's the question I have for you guys. Do you think she's with a group, or do you think she's by herself? I'm honestly getting the vibe that she's by herself. I don't see her with another group. I think she's actually by herself. And I do think at some point she's going to end up back at the Commonwealth, or not back at the Commonwealth, but she'll end up at the Commonwealth. And I wonder if she'll end up just being arrested or something, and Daryl will find her in that cell or whatever. I think it's going to go down something like that. Like, definitely at some point they will be reunited, obviously. And that's kind of the question that I have for you guys, I guess, is when do you think she shows up again? Because we actually have no clue. She's not a character in the comic. I don't have an idea where they're going with this. Is she going to show up at the end of 15? Is she going to show up in 16? There's actually a really good chance that this was just a one-off scene and that we're actually not going to see her until part 3, right? Like, maybe they just had this scene here just to tell us that she's still around and she's the one responsible for this, but we're actually not going to go anywhere with this until part 3. I hope that's not the case, but it's possible. I also wanted to throw this out there, and I don't know, this might not end up being true, but I just want to document this as this is what I actually think about the whole situation, because I really hope this isn't the case. And that is, I hope that Leah doesn't take Dwight's comic death. I'm really praying. Angela Kang will do that a lot. She will introduce characters out of nowhere just to kill them off, right? She'll try to make you care about them, this and that, and then she'll kill them off right away. I mean, we have so much history of this, and I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I think sometimes it works, but sometimes it's just so obvious that that's what they're doing, right? Like, I look back to season 9, we had the Highwaymen, and fine, the Highwaymen came out of nowhere. They were more heads on the pikes. I think that part there I can kind of forgive more, because it makes sense. You want to have more heads on the pikes who, you can't kill like 10 main cast members off, so I get it. I 100% get that part of it. Going to season 11, and I'm thinking of, Maggie's group that she introduced there. They were literally introduced just to have a bunch of deaths in season 11. And again, that could be fine. That could be totally fine. It just really felt so obvious. And maybe it's because for me, I kind of caught on to what they were doing. I hope that that's not why they introduced Leah here. I hope that that's not, maybe they're thinking earlier on that, well, Daryl's going to take Rick's story here, and Leah's going to be the one who pulls up a gun or whatever to Pamela Milton, and then Daryl's the one that's going to shoot Leah or something like that. Because to me, that's not that big of a moment. I guess I care about Leah. I want her to be a part of the group, but that's not that shocking. And if Daryl kills Leah, I'm just well, that kind of sucks. But also, I don't know, it's not the same thing as having Daryl killing Aaron. Again, I'm not assuming that Daryl's going to be the one to do it, but just in the death, right? I don't want Leah to be the big death of part 2, because that just kind of makes no sense. To me, Aaron is kind of a bigger death. So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there because I'm a little worried about that right now. I just thought of that, and I'm actually not even a little worried. I am worried that they're actually going to do that, and I hope it's not the case, because I think we need some bigger deaths here. I think we need something to make this final season very exciting. But obviously, we're gonna have to wait and see where they go with this. And again, I'll end with saying I really hope that when Leah comes back, she joins our group, because she's such a great character, and it's just nice that we have a newer character that fans love. I think the last character that really blew up, like Leah did, was Connie. And Leah isn't, I wouldn't say necessarily as big as Connie. Connie is still loved by everybody. She for some reason became an original character. like she gets that much love. People love Connie that much. Leah is up there. She definitely gets a lot of love, and people do like her, but I think it's more because of her connection with Daryl, right? But still, there's a lot of great qualities about her that I really do like, and I hope that, because of that connection with Daryl, that they explore that a little bit more, you know, just in terms of like you have more connections to certain characters, right? Like I always said with Maggie and like Glenn or Herschel, Beth, and all that, it's so sad that they all died, because now you know that Maggie's not going to die yet, because you know she has no connections to other things where she can't lose other people, kind of thing, right? And so Daryl also lost a lot of people. I think it's smart to sort of have Daryl have like Carol, he has Connie, he has Leah, you know, he has Dog. He has all these connections everywhere now that it's like if one of them dies, you know, it's going to affect him really like a lot, right? But yeah, I really love the ending scene of episode 14. I thought it was actually really shocking. And I mean, I guess it makes sense that Leah was going to be the one to do it. I don't know why I didn't see it, but yeah. Anyways, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.